Pick up or go online and read this morning's New York Times. Two of the best in the business, our friend Maggie Haberman here and David Sanger, the international affairs correspondent, have this interview, 100 minutes with Donald Trump. 2 interviews conducted over the phone in which he says a number of things, too many to mention, even in an hour-long program perhaps, a number of provocative things about his views on foreign policy, and some of them very significant changes. He says, for example, that if Japan and South Korea aren't willing to put up more resources, help pay for the defense alliance, we'll just bring American troops home. They can have their own nuclear weapons. He says if Saudi Arabia isn't nicer to the United States, isn't willing to do more to help combat ISIS in the region, we could pull out and leave them alone and stop buying oil from them and the like. He says this also, and as a guy who spent a lot of time on the Pat Buchanan bus back in the day, he says, I'm not isolationist, but I am America first. We will not be ripped off anymore. We're going to be friendly with everybody, but we're not going to be taken advantage of by anybody. America first was a big slogan of Pat Buchanan back in the 1996 presidential campaign. There's a lot to digest if you read this article, and part of it is the appeal of Trump, that he does not fit anybody's orthodoxy. A lot of people read the article and say, whoa, 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 there's like 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 mainstays in U.S. foreign policy that you're just willing to toss out the window.
Well, and I think the reason Trump continues to do well is that there are a lot of people in this country who feel like the collective expertise of whatever establishment you want to talk about, the foreign policy establishment, the governing establishment, all of the people with all of the degrees from all of the right places, hasn't worked. That, you know, the best and the brightest in the Obama administration have applied their collective expertise to these problems, and look what's happening. A lot of people feel like the world is on fire. And that's why Donald Trump, I think, has continued to benefit from these international crises. Like you say, he's strong, he's forceful, his messages are very simple, even if they go against a lot of the sort of consensus of how how the U.S. should conduct itself in the world. There's an appealing simplicity and strength to them. And, you know, it's the politics of fear. And I know a lot of Democrats who really worry that if there is a big terrorist attack, particularly on our soil, shortly before the general election, that people will flock to Trump's message because he offers the comfort of security and someone to blame.